All right, everybody, welcome to my second video about this 2013 Ram 1500 Laramie four-wheel drive truck. This is going to be my driving video, just giving you a quick glimpse of the outside. If you want to see more of the outside of this very special truck we are about to go drive, check out my walk-around video. And you can see it in great detail, inside, outside, under the hood, underneath the truck, everywhere in between. But for the purpose of this video, we are driving. So just giving you a quick glimpse of what we are about to drive. We're gonna drive this truck on some city streets and freeway streets and show you exactly what it is all about. Are you guys ready? I am ready. I very much enjoy to drive this truck. This truck gets a lot of looks because, as you just briefly saw, it is unique and special and has a lot of extras that I will tell you about here as we drive, and tell you about its history, tell you about recent service work, and tell you just what I think of it, which is nothing less than spectacular. There is nothing negative about this truck, cosmetically or mechanically or drivability at all. In general, the 5.7 liter Hemi is regarded as a very, very good and strong engine and was used for a long time, but I mentioned on the walk around video that Ram has stopped using it starting in 2025 on their new trucks that are going to a 6-cylinder turbocharged something or other that I can promise you is not going to sound as good as this does. Now listen, when I push down on the gas, you hear that? That's because this truck has a $2,500 3-inch Magnaflow stainless steel exhaust with 5-inch rolled tips at the exit on the rear, on the notches on the rear bumper. Oh, there's a black one coming the other way. You'll have to watch the walk around video to see and hear that in more detail and see it underneath, but it is a fantastic exhaust. It sounds good, it looks good. You know, listen right here while we're cruising. Let me stop talking. It's just got a nice low hum. You know, it's just very smooth and subtle, very refined. It's not obnoxious. Under acceleration, of course, it's a little bit louder because of the way that they do the muffler with the baffles or whatever in the muffler. Yep. Looks like we've got some construction going on here. Unexpected snag here. That's okay, it won't take that long. So the exhaust is, you know, it has just a nice tone. Just kind of that signature smooth deep tone from Magnaflow. It's very recognizable. You know, other exhaust companies they're all good, but they can be, in my opinion, obnoxious. I wouldn't want anything louder than this myself. Some people like the obnoxiousness, but I don't. That's a big add on this truck. The Blackhorse off-road rollover bar that you saw in the quick glimpse of the outside is a nice add-on, makes it look sporty and aggressive, and certainly has some function, of course. If you were to go off-roading and roll it over. This truck has been pampered. This truck has been garage kept. This truck has been routinely serviced and detailed. This truck has not been abused. This truck has not been off-road. This truck has not gotten dirty. This truck has not been used like a truck or like the conventional means of a truck. This truck has had a very, very good life. The 20-inch black XD wheels are good looking on this truck. It has brand new Nitto Ridge Grappler tires, along with some other new parts I'll tell you about here in a moment, but this truck just really has a very special look to it. And then there's just a lot to say, a lot to talk about. I went into a lot of great detail on the walk around video. You can take a look at that if you like. It's about 50 minutes long. That's right, 50 minutes long. We looked at the outside, the inside, underneath, every compartment, nook, cranny, talked about all the history and all the service work. And I try to tell you about some of the same things on this video. It's just usually a little more concise because of wanting to demonstrate the drivability. Boy, it's busy. This truck is what I call basically a one owner, because it was bought by the most recent owner when it had 19,000 miles in 2015, so it was only a couple years old, and it had very baby miles and been driven from then until current. So that's 142,000 miles of driving. Listen to that exhaust. Oh. Woo! Ain't no new Dodge gonna sound like that. No, it ain't. Woo! I guarantee it's not gonna sound like that. I don't even need to drive one of those things to know. And how about the price tag? We'll talk about that in a minute. But bought with 19,000 miles and driven 142,000 additional, that's basically a one owner. So this truck, ironically, I said on the walk around video, this truck started out its life in Hawaii, and the owner that bought it new in Hawaii moved to Arizona after only about 6 months. So it was only in Hawaii for a very short time. He took it with him to Arizona, and it went to Arizona. And it was in Arizona for those couple years, and then to Colorado, and it's lived the bulk of its life in Colorado. And you know what, let's see, yeah, we'll just go up here and then we'll turn around. There's a white Dodge Ram. I bet you will see a dozen Dodge Rams you know, on this drive, or Ram type items. Look at the box truck coming our way. So it was in Colorado from 2015, when it was only a couple years old, until about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when it came to Ohio. So it's only been here in Ohio for about 2.5 years, and I talked about this in great detail on the walk around video, because it's just so clean, and there is no rust on this truck, on the body, on the frame, underneath. It's just as nice as it looks, and there is nothing negative at all. But Colorado is obviously a great state, because even though they have snow, there's a newer Ram right there, they do not use salt on their roads, so the cars do not get the abuse that generally the cars in the Midwest will get with salt and such. So Colorado's great. Arizona, of course, is great because it's nice hot climate and dry, and Hawaii, of course, the same. I also want to point out, look how rough this road is, and even with these 20-inch Nitto Ridge Grappler tires, this is a really good ride. I mean, I know it's not easy to tell just watching the video, but it's a very good ride. It's not bouncy all over the place. You know, you feel the bumps in the road, but it's not obnoxious. It's still a very comfortable ride, and these seats are fantastic. There's a white Ram. I'm going to point out every single Ram because I bet we'll see a bunch of them. These trucks are all over, and that's worth a mention, just because, you know, they are all over, because they're good, because they last, because they hold good value, because they're capable, because they're good looking. This truck really hasn't aged very much. This truck, you know, is still very current looking, at least in my opinion. You know, if you really know cars, you know how to tell the difference between, you know, older or newer or whatever. Look how pretty this street is. But this truck really hasn't aged. So anyway, great history, no rust, super clean. You know, living in Arizona and Colorado primarily, only Ohio for a couple of years. I started to touch on the value. This truck was over $50,000 when it was new, but a new one now is over $80,000 for the same thing, same trim, same packages. I mean, that's seems insane, but just is what it is. The key is loose, it's right there, so you may hear it moving around. This truck has 2 keys. That's just one of them that's here right now. 56 miles per hour. I mentioned on the walk around video, I very much like the digital speedometer combined with the regular needle speedometer. It's very nice, I think, to have both. Now this is much smoother blacktop right here. We're gonna go kind of back the way we just came and a little more, and we're gonna make our way over to a freeway. So if you want to see the freeway segment, you can fast forward. But we're getting there. This truck just does everything right, and every single thing works. Now we're gonna get stuck behind a dump truck. Maybe it's a Ram. Everything works on this truck. Everything. I said that on the walk around video, and I mean it. Everything works, all the way down to the power folding mirrors. Check that out. Yeah. They work perfectly, smoothly. Heated seats, cooled seats, heated rear seats, heated steering wheel. I have the heated steering wheel on right now, matter of fact. Yes, I do. Feels fantastic on a nice cool day like today. Hopefully we get right through this little construction area. Oh, it looks like we're going. Get away from this dump truck. No, maybe not. Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's not construction, maybe the semi-truck. No, feel bad for that guy. Anyway, over $80,000 for a new one, or I mean, no thank you. That's a lot of money. This truck still looks, drives, feels, and appears extremely current, and with all of the recent mechanical items, this truck should not need anything for quite some time. Seriously. We're gonna go for it. Here we go. This truck drives nice. The seat's really comfortable. I mean, I showed in the walk around video how nice of condition the seat's in, and the seat on this particular truck is in. It handles nice. The steering is effortless. You know, you don't feel like you're driving a big truck. And not that it's got a long bed, like extremely long of a truck, but you know, it's still a big truck, and it's full size, and it's high off the ground and all of that, but it certainly drives just really nicely. I appreciate your views, everybody. I appreciate you watching. Give a thumbs up, ring the bell, subscribe to my channel if you like what I do. There's a car with a stripe. I enjoy to bring cars to you, to present them, to talk about them, to tell you their tale and their history and everything I know about them. I very much enjoy to do that, and as you may notice, I like to work with things that are special and unique to a degree and have been well cared for. I don't like average cars. I don't like junk cars. Every car has its high points, but this truck certainly has a whole lot of them. So, what a nice truck. If you're looking at one or considering to buy one in another state or another country or another land, you know, I would tell you 100% to put it on the top of your list and highly consider, because I don't think it gets much better. Granted, this trim, you know, makes you very spoiled when you drive it and experience it, when you have a heated seat and a cooled seat and power folding mirrors like we just saw, and all the nice things this truck has to offer. Steering wheel audio controls here on the back side of the steering wheel. I showed this in the walk around video. I'm turning up the volume right now. So, yeah, so very, very nice things to have. Push button start, touch sensor access on the handles to get, to get in and out, lock and unlock the truck. I mean, it's like nicer than a lot of luxury cars, quite frankly, or as nice as, anyway. We're making our way to the freeway. There's a good looking Dodge. Let me tell you about the new parts while we're stopped at this red light, in case you haven't heard already. This truck has brand new brakes and rotors, front and rear. It has new calipers in the front and new brake hoses in the front. One caliper was sticking or leaking or something, so replaced both of them. So new brakes and rotors, front and rear, new calipers and brake hoses in the front. The tires, the Nitto Ridge Grappler tires, 20-inch, they are brand new. They are a little bit wider than the factory. The tires that are on this truck are 285, I think. Hold on, I gotta look at my notes. I think that's right. I don't want to tell you wrong. 295, 60, 20. The factory tires are 275. If you're unfamiliar with what that means, 295 is the width of the tire, so I can't use both my hands to show you, but it's how wide it is, like the actual tread that touches the road. So a 295 is going to be wider than a 275 is going to be a little more narrow. So these are a little bit wider, which give it a better look, a better stance. And then I mentioned on the walk-around video with the Bushwhacker fender flares that are on this truck, they add such a nice look, and with the wider tires, of course, they kind of go hand in hand with those. So, so the new tires, new complete front strut, quick strut assemblies, which is the strut, the spring, the mount, the whole thing. It's all brand new in the front. New front upper control arms with ball joints as well. New spark plugs. This truck has 16 spark plugs on its V8 engine, 2 plugs per cylinder, all new spark plugs. I'm not trying to act like a bad fill in the blank, but look how low that Silverado feels next to this truck. This truck feels like it's 50% taller than that Silverado, which it probably is. So new spark plugs, new exhaust manifold gaskets and their hardware. That's all new. And alignment was just done as well, so the steering wheel is absolutely perfectly straight, and you're going to see that when we get out here on the highway. Fresh oil change, of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. And the battery is only a couple years old, so the battery has plenty of life left. It's a was a nice new battery just about 2 years ago, so it's barely aged. All of that service work in totality is $6,500 worth of stuff, right? These tires are almost $600 a piece, just the tires, not including the wheel. $6,500 in service and over $10,000 in extras on this truck, between the wheels, the Blackhorse rollover bar, the Bushwhacker fender flares, the red Ram caliper covers, the black 20-inch XD wheels, the stripes down the truck, which I haven't even really talked about yet on this video, the K&N air filter that's under the hood, the tinted front windows here on the front. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And the exhaust, I already mentioned, that's $2,500. I mean, the Blackhorse rollover bar total, with, parts and labor, just that was about $1,500. So you add up all this stuff and you're over $10,000. So between the extras and the recent maintenance, you're basically pretty much at the price of this truck, which makes it such an exceptional value, in my opinion. There's a plain old long bed plain Ram truck, just a work truck. What a great value. What a great value. I mean, it doesn't need anything. It's ready to go. It's ready to drive, and it has all the extras and then all that recent maintenance. It's just fantastic. Now, the stripes, if you want to see more about them and hear more about them and see me talk about them, you're going to have to watch the walk around video. But basically, the previous owner, very much a Buckeye fanatic. If you're watching this video in another state or another country, in another land that you don't know, the Buckeyes are the Ohio State Buckeyes. There's a white Ram across the way right there. And we're getting on the freeway. The Buckeyes are the Ohio State Buckeyes. There is the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center right there. You can see the big red O right there. Ohio State's a big part of Columbus, Ohio, which is where I am and where I live. And this owner, previous owner, was a Ohio State fanatic and had the stripes and the Buckeye decals added to the truck at professionally at an auto accessory shop here in Columbus, Ohio called Auto Additions. They did a great job, and it is vinyl, so it's basically a sticker. And I said on the walk around video, it's only about a year old that it was done. So if you don't like it and you buy this truck, you can remove it, or you can go back to Auto Additions and have them remove it. It's not a big deal to take it off if you don't like it, but I think it adds some flair and some personality to this truck. Here we are at just about 70 miles an hour. I think it adds some flair, some personality, some character to the truck. You know, I also mentioned on the walk around video, maybe if you don't like the Buckeye decals, you could just leave the stripe. I think the stripe gives the truck a very aggressive look. So anyway, that's a personal choice, but that's why it's there. That's how old it is. Also, notice my Ohio State ring right there on my hand today. Kind of wore it to commemorate this truck. I've been wearing it a lot lately anyway, but I went to school at Ohio State, and that's my ring from graduation. So there you go. If you're unfamiliar with Ohio State, now you know. Here we are, 74 miles per hour. Look how nice and straight and true that steering wheel is. Again, take note. I'm going to stop talking for a second. You can listen. You can hear how the exhaust is nice and subtle at freeway speed. Listen. Honestly, you can hear the tires more than you hear the exhaust, because the tires are wide, they are big, they are aggressive. They're not obnoxiously loud, but if you listen again right now. You hear the tires much more than you hear the exhaust. Now, if I push the pedal down, yeah, you're gonna hear the exhaust. Like this. Yeah. Woo! This truck's got great power. I mean, everybody knows the Hemi 5.7 liter engine, fantastic engine, plenty of power. This truck is 300 and it's almost 400, 395. Yeah, 395 horsepower. I mean, it's more than enough. It's way more than enough. But you know, I always talk about the fuel mileage when we're driving. The rated fuel economy for this is 21 on the freeway. So, you know, that's really not bad for a truck like this. Now, this one might be a little less with the bigger wheels and tires because it's up a little bit higher, but whatever. Even if it's 20, you know, to get 20 miles to the gallon, you know, in a large truck like this with a V8 engine cruising on the freeway, it's pretty good. It's once again better than my I have an Infinity SUV that I talk about through my videos, and I love the vehicle, but it gets about 14 miles to the gallon on the freeway. That's about all it gets. So anyway, this is pretty good for a big truck. It's a little windy today, but this truck holds the road straight and true. The alignment is absolutely perfect. I wouldn't have it any other way. Gotta have a nice alignment on a vehicle, especially when you have new tires, new control arms, ball joints, struts, everything else. The alignment's got to be perfect, and it is. There's a Ram on the other side of the road, black one, crew cab. And does that make at least a dozen or so far? We're getting close. I said, if you fast forwarded past where I said we'd probably see a dozen Rams on our drive because they're so common. But you know what's funny? Just like I said on the walk around video, you know what's funny, everybody? You haven't seen one like this one on the driving, have you? We've seen some good looking ones, but I haven't seen one with a rollover bar. I haven't seen one with black wheels. I haven't seen one with bushwhacker fender flares. I haven't even seen one with red caliper covers. And that's what makes this truck special. Yeah. Listen to that dual note horn. Every truck should have a decent horn, not some wimpy horn. Yeah. Well, we wait for the red light. What else? Auto down, front windows, really nice. I mean, the quality and the build of the door panel, I said on the walk around video, really nice. I mean, the Ram here on the door, the vinyl, the wood, the chrome trim, the big chrome handle. I mean, the fit and finish of everything on the interior of this is just really, really nice. It really is. Alpine sound system is fantastic. Something in the road, bungee cord in the road. The Alpine sound system is fantastic. There's a subwoofer under the rear seat I showed. Under that seat back there, there's a subwoofer under there, factory. And the sound system sounds fantastic. Listen to this exhaust. Yeah, I did that just so you could hear the exhaust, but also to get around that other car. But it certainly sounds good, doesn't it? But again, it's not obnoxious. At least I don't think. It's tasteful. It's got some sound, you know, right there. Just kick down, downshifted. See the tachometer to get up just a little more speed. It sounds good though. And once it shifts down, it's got to be quiet or subtle, right there. So now it's in final drive. Now it's tame. It's quiet, right? 78 miles per hour, cruising, sounds good. There's good cruise control, just set to 77. Cruise control works great. Got my feet off the pedals. Look how much taller we are than this Escalade. I'm going to turn that cruise control off. Look how much taller. Can you guys feel the height difference next to that factory Escalade? How much taller this truck feels. I don't know if you can really sense that on the video or not, but I don't know. It just feels a lot taller. But it doesn't feel wobbly or anything bad drivability wise. It's just that it is physically taller than most other trucks. It's a very nice ride. It's very easy to drive. It's great steering. It's a super comfortable seat. There's plenty of headroom. I often mention the headroom just as a matter of how much there is or isn't, but I've got about 6 inches more of headroom above my head, and I have this seat a little bit elevated. Plenty of headroom in this truck. I'm 6'1" tall, so someone that would be 6'6" or 6'7" or 6'8" probably would still be fine to have plenty of room in this truck. There's plenty of room width-wise here, side to side. Another thing that I was thinking about earlier, and I forgot to mention, that makes a driving experience just all the more better, whether it's a car or a truck or whatever it is. But this truck, probably because of being a Laramie, has power adjustable pedals. There's a switch over here on the side of the steering wheel, and it has the pedals that go in and out. That is absolutely dynamite for obtaining the right comfort. This truck has memory seat too. It's over on the side of the driver's side seat. So once you get the pedals where you like it, the mirrors where you like it, the seat where you like it, you set the memory, and there you go, and there you are. So I think adjustable pedals are something that just adds a huge dynamic of comfort to the driving experience. Hey, look, there's a white Ram in front of us. Huh. And that's a good point right there. I think that's a rental truck because it says rent PTR or something on the back. So, you know, that's always a good sign to look at the vehicles that rental car companies buy, because especially when it comes to commercial or heavy equipment, because they keep them longer, they use them longer, or ones that cities or municipalities buy, just like police driving Dodge Chargers and Ford Explorers, and you know, they know the costs, they know the predictability of the maintenance and the expense, and they make sensible decisions based on that, and buying vehicles that have a good track record and have proven reliability and predictable cost of ownership and maintenance. So if you want to be like the big guys, you buy like what they do. I think there's a lot of logic in that. I mean, look at the old police cars. There were a lot of them that were Crown Victorias, and nowadays we know, I personally own a Lincoln Town Car, which is the same as a Crown Victoria, and nowadays we know what great cars those cars are, because all that time has passed. Whenever something has a lot of time has passed, and you can look back and see what are good, what has few problems, what's still on the road a lot. You look at Crown Victorias and Grand Marquis and Lincoln Town Cars, they have a fantastic reputation of low cost of ownership and good reliability and predictable cost of ownership and not many things that go wrong and all those things. So same thing, same concept. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about, but we'll keep on rolling here a little bit longer. It's amazing how commonplace trucks are nowadays, though. I mean, there's a beautiful GMC Sierra sitting over there at the light. There's a Silverado right behind it. I mean, I recently saw a very new Toyota Tundra, in person that was over $80,000 new. I mean, newer trucks are beautiful, but this truck is still just as beautiful, in my opinion. At least this particular truck, and its history and its options and everything it has to offer. And it's not going to cost you $80,000 or $85,000 or $90,000. I mean, that just blows my mind. That Denali truck right there is probably a $80,000+ truck, and I'm sorry, but I'm not buying it new. Not me. Somebody else can, but not me. This truck right here is a lot of truck and just vehicle in general for the money. Apparently this guy thinks it's gonna snow. Look at this. A lot of truck for the money. Definitely. If you didn't hear me say it earlier, I'll say it again. $6,000, $6,500 in recent maintenance on this truck, over $10,000 in extras on this truck, makes the price of this truck look like a bargain. You combine that with this truck's fantastic ownership history of being well cared for and babied and not used like a truck and just driven and garage kept and not smoked in and not abused and maintained properly and money spent on extras, and that it has been owned by the same person from 19,000 miles to current, and that it lived in Arizona, a little bit of Hawaii, and then Colorado for its bulk of its life until coming here to Ohio. I mean, come on. It doesn't get any better. I mean, it really doesn't. This truck's better than one with 50,000 less miles, but yet lived its whole life in Ohio or Pennsylvania or Michigan or, God forbid, Canada. Those trucks would be just not be as nice. They just wouldn't be. The paint wouldn't be as nice. The door jambs wouldn't be as clean. The underneath wouldn't be as nice unless it was, not driven in the winter or sparingly driven altogether. I mean, this truck has it all. This truck has it going on, and this truck is good looking, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud to present it to you, and I appreciate all of you. I do. I appreciate you looking and viewing and watching. Appreciate your comments. Hey, look, here comes a silver Ram towing a trailer. Yep. I appreciate, hey, look, there's a newer Ram. You can tell by the front end a little bit. White, crew cab, still factory, plain. Not as standout as this. Anyway, I'll quit pointing out Rams. I appreciate all of your views. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, ring the bell, give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all of that. I appreciate you leaving your comments, leaving suggestions. If you want to say something to me, leave it in the comments. If you want to share with others your experience or your ownership of a truck like this or a Ram truck in general, feel free. Use the comments like a discussion board to talk to me and amongst yourselves, and I think that's pretty cool. And if my video has helped you to make a decision about buying one in another state, another country, another land, share that. I appreciate that. So, with all of that said, I think I have covered it all in this video. If you want to see this truck in much more detail, inside, outside, underneath, every which way, take a look on my channel. Oh, that's the first modified truck I think we've seen in our drive. That's a Ford diesel, I think, with aftermarket wheels. Oh, there's another black Ram with a dog hanging out of the back. You see that? If you want to see much more detail about this truck, inside, outside, underneath, every which way, take a look on my channel for the other video and watch it. I am very proud and passionate about this truck, and you'll see it, and you'll see it in great detail if you watch that other video. Thank you, everybody, and peace. Until next time. I don't know what'll be next, but we'll find out when we get there. And have a great day. Thanks very much. Peace. Bye-bye.